Hello, vinyl community. This is Mike with T-Cat's Deep Vinyl Tracks, and here's Norman back. Yes, he's grown into a big cat now, but he's too busy. He has to get down, so we'll let him go. I come back to finish that thing that I started, not yesterday, but the day before. I know I promised I'd be back yesterday to finish it, but I didn't make it, but here I am. So what I'm going to do this time is show you some more stuff that I picked up at for pennies on the dollar at the Goodwill Bins. Part 1 shows a bunch of CDs, quite a few CDs that I found, everything from classical to punk. This time I'm going to show you some of the vinyl that I found there that I was able to snatch away from the other greedy vinyl collectors that were trying to get their dirty mitts all over it. Yeah, I missed out on some things. Wasn't quite fast enough to pick up some Deep Purple and some other titles, groups like that. But that's okay. What I did pick up was a bunch of classical, which I'm going to show, and also a bunch of blues, which I really need to get a lot more of for my collection. And the blues is probably the one I'm most excited about, but all of them are really good, really great condition. I'm very surprised how good the condition they were, considering that they've been through so many hands at Goodwill and being dumped into bins. They still came out okay. So a lot of stuff I, of course, had to throw back into the bin, but I was able to fish out quite a few good things. And like I say, they sell stuff by the pound there, not by the quantity, but by how much everything weighs. So it's pennies on the dollar. Anyway, I'm going to start off with the classical titles that I found in really good shape. This is one called Concerto Grossi, and what it has is 4 different concertos. We've got, oh, look, there's Susie behind me. See that? Hey, Suze, where you going? Anyway, Vivaldi's Concerto Grosso in D minor, Scarlatti's Concerto number 3 in F major, Tellman's Concerto in A minor for violin and strings, and Gemini, I don't know how you pronounce the last one, but it's Concerto Grosso in D minor. And it's done by the London Soloist Ensemble. Most of these I've already played. This one I haven't played yet. Don't know why, but just haven't gotten around to it. On the Non-Such label. And this one, in really good shape. Mozart's piano concertos. First side is number 22 in E flat. The second side is number 23 in A by Christian Zacharias. And then some other names that I can't pronounce. This is a very good recording. I noticed that it has the Blue Note label on there. I don't know if that was put there by accident or what the deal is, because it's definitely classical, it's not jazz. And it's also on the Angel label, so I don't know what the story is behind that one, but it's a very good recording, which I have played. Johann Sebastian Bach. This is the Goldberg Variations. All the variations are here. This is all played on handmade harpsichord. That's what I can't remember what the name of it was, but it's a handmade harpsichord. So it's on the Telefunken label. Needed to beef up my classical selection too, and I know a lot of people don't show classical. Here's Dutch gramophone, which is one of the better classical labels. This is Beethoven's Triple Concerto, the concerto for piano, violin, violoncello, and orchestra in C major. This takes up the entire album. Very good recording. Haven't heard this one yet. This is Albinoni's Concerto in A for 2 trumpets. There's the back. And this one is also an Angel, but a different type of label. Andrew Lloyd Webber's Requiem. I've been looking for a good copy of this, and this one looks like it's hardly even been played. And of course you got Placido Domingo, Sarah Brightman, and Warren Maetsel. This is more of an avant-garde style of classical music, and it's operatic. And this little jazz title, Chuck Mangione's 70 Miles Young. Haven't heard this album before, so I'm looking forward to hearing that. Of course, on A&M. Bizet's L'Arlésienne Suites numbers 1 and 2, and the Carmen Suite number 1. I've heard this. This is very good recording. Sounds really good. Somebody took really good care of their classical records, and somehow that good care survived. The Seraphim label. This one is an interesting one. Glenn Gould plays Beethoven's Fifth Symphony transcribed for piano by Franz Liszt. So everybody knows the Fifth Symphony, da 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 da, da 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 da. Well, this one is all transcribed for piano by Liszt. He was in and of himself a great composer also. And I really like this, even though it's all piano solo, the parts are transcribed quite well, and the playing on this is by Glenn Gould is quite well done. I mean, it's on a gray Columbia label, 2 eyes. And, very good recording. I really enjoyed that one. There goes Susie. Another one by Glenn Gould. This is Bach, the French Suites, Volume 2, numbers 5 and 6. An overture in French style on side 2. And George Malcolm plays Arne and CPE Bach. It's on the harpsichord again. Still haven't heard this one, but it's on the Ace of Diamonds label. And last and best of all, one of my favorite composers, Bela Bartok. Music for strings, percussion, and celesta. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. And then there's Hindemith, Mathis Symphony, Mathis der Mahler. That one I'm not quite so familiar with, though I have listened to this record. Loved the Bartok piece, and the other side, Hindemith, was also quite good. By the Berlin Philharmonic Orchestra, and it's on the Blue Angel label. Okay, that does it for the classical. I hope you didn't get too bored with that. Now here comes the blues. These first 2 are a major surprise for me, because I've always wanted to collect stuff on the Alligator label and never have found anything. And here were 2 of them in perfect condition sitting in the bins. Chicago Blues Magic Slim and the teardrops. There's the Alligator logo. There's the back of it. Very fun album. Really enjoyed this. The name of the album is Raw Magic, and there's the green Alligator logo label. Very happy to get this. And also, Hound Dog Taylor and the House Rockers. This one is quite amazing. I've never really heard anything by Hound Dog Taylor and the House Rockers. This is the album called Natural Boogie, again on Alligator Records. More Chicago blues, but this is the kind of blues that I love. It's just a basic three-man band, and great shape. These two records were in incredibly great shape. Love this one. It's very gritty, deep down blues, boogie, a lot of upbeat stuff on here along with blues. Love this guy's attitude. Quite a good singer. This one doesn't sound quite so well produced as the last one I showed you, but for some reason I like it all the more better because of that. It just sounds so authentic and real. And there's probably half vocals and half instrumental on this. I'd say a lot of good tempo changes and everything. Just a great album. This one, the cover's not in such great shape, though the records look good. The Greatest Hits of John Lee Hooker. I was a little disappointed to see the cover, but I looked at the records and they seem to be, actually a record, there's only one, and it seems to be in good shape. On the Orange United label. Here you go. And of course it's got the songs you expect to be on there. Boogie Chillin', Anybody Seen My Baby, I'm in the Mood, Queen Bee. So and it plays quite well considering the condition. Here's the Billie Holiday Story Volume 1. This is two records of all of her very early recordings. And again, the record's in really good shape. And the Columbia label, pretty typical label there. But very nice sound to it. This one's a little out of place among all the blues records, but I did manage to grab a great copy of Steve Hackett's Voyage of the Acolyte. I had a copy of this already, but it's not in very good shape, so the jacket is in perfect condition, almost. And so is the record now. Of course, the back seam is come unglued, but that can be fixed. Of course, on the Charisma label. So that was good to get that one. Howlin' Wolf, The Real Folk Blues. Another one in really good shape. And I was happy to get this one, the original Chess Masters. It says on there, and there's the blue chess label. So, great one to get there. I noticed one other guy there, grabbed a couple before I did. Everybody was so excited, I guess. Grabbed a couple of Muddy Waters records, Electric Mud, and one other one I can't remember, but I was mad that I didn't get those, of course, but got some pretty good ones there anyway. Did I manage to find this J.J. Kell, number 5. Really good condition. You can see how clean the jacket is. And the record itself is in great condition. Don't worry, these will be put in polyline sleeves. And one by John Kell called Guts. Haven't heard this album yet, but it's John Kell, so I got J.J. Kell and John Kell. So it's again in good condition on the Island label. And the best pickup of all, mostly because of value, just the median condition on Discogs is selling for $51. Best condition is $104. So this is Freddie King, Texas Cannonball.